having our distinguished miss here this morning, His Excellency, the Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Sir Frederick Ballantyne. And many people here, especially the younger ones among us, would probably know that Sir Frederick is a physician at heart, and that he previously served in this country as the medical director of this very hospital, and he went on to be the chief medical officer of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And while I was sitting beside him there a short while ago, I was trying to negotiate with him to see if he would come and provide some cardiology services again for the benefit of the country. But he tells me that he's sufficiently comfortable in his retirement from the medical profession and that he would continue to serve us by working through the World Pediatric Project and other entities that he was instrumental in bringing to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We also have here, thankfully, the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. I know that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, he's widely regarded as an education prime minister. But anybody who would have observed the recent actions and activity of the government over the course of his administration must also come to the clear and distinct conclusion that he is also a man supremely interested in the health and welfare of all Vincentians. We also have at the head table Susan Rickman. I got to know Susan very well recently, and I'd say a little bit more about that and how she hosted me to perfection when I was in Richmond, Virginia, not so long ago. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence here of Claire Slatter. She's from the UK Friends of the Mustique Charitable Trust. You notice when Claire spoke, she said that today is a beautiful day. And she immediately followed up that statement by saying that it's the first time she met the Prime Minister. So obviously, the conclusion that you might draw is that meeting the Prime Minister made her day beautiful. I'd like to also greet all the many other various representatives of the World Pediatric Project. First of all, the members of staff and colleagues from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, representatives of the Mustique Charitable Trust and the Mustique Charitable Foundation, other charities and organizations, supporters, donors, well-wishers, specially invited guests, members of the media, the general public, good morning. Let me first of all say that though I propose to make a few remarks this morning, nothing I say would be able to compare with the most eloquent testimonies that you've heard from the children who received medical care from the World Pediatric Project. It was my good fortune to have had the opportunity to visit the WPP headquarters in Richmond, Virginia earlier this year and to speak at one of their events. Susan and her staff were exceptional hosts, and now it is time for me to return the favor in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, even though I don't think I could compare very favorably with her. While in Richmond, I saw plastered on the walls of the WPP office pictures of children that organization has touched and healed by providing expensive and otherwise inaccessible medical services. What struck me was the fact that many of these faces were familiar. They were people I recognized and knew very well. There in Richmond, a place that some people might think is so far removed from our reality, the story of Vincentian children was being told. These stories and my experience there overall touched my heart and fostered in me an even greater appreciation and an unshakable appreciation for the work of the World Pediatric Project. The World Pediatric Project rescued many children from the hopelessness and despair of terrible medical conditions and put smiles on their faces. They gave our children a chance to grow up and the hope of a brighter future. What could be more valuable? We are gathered today against this backdrop. This ceremony has deep meaning and significance. These are almost sacred proceedings. This is an important moment in the development of healthcare in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is a big breakthrough for our children, a massive leap forward. What a joy it is to be surrounded by this great cloud of witnesses for such a momentous occasion. In our midst are men and women who have demonstrated serious concern with the health and welfare of humanity. This is therefore a hallowed place, a hallowed ground. This ceremony is not merely for the handing over of operating theatre equipment from the World Pediatric Project to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Neither is it simply about the dedication and designation of an operating theatre for pediatric surgeries. We have gathered together to celebrate the long-standing relationship between the World Pediatric Project and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are here to look at the progress and strides we have made as a country in the provision of health services over the past 14 plus years because of the World Pediatric Project, and to say thanks to them from the bottom of our hearts. Ever since the World Pediatric Project came into our lives in 2002, things have never been the same again. It started out as the International Hospital for Children before it adopted the new name. The name may have changed, but its mission has been as constant as the Northern Star, to heal a child and change the world. The World Pediatric Project has duly healed many children and has acted as an instrument of the grace of God and a vessel of His will. This occasion inspires a reflection on what our partnership with the World Pediatric Project has meant for our children. What would have been the fate of the 697 children, I think the updated figure is over 800, who had surgeries performed locally by WPP medical teams? What about the additional 159 who traveled abroad to the United States of America, except in one case that went to the Cayman Islands, to undergo more complex and complicated medical procedures? 50% of the children who had to go away needed open heart surgery. 100% of them are still alive today. In fact, right here in our crowd, I understand that we have a young man by the name of Corwin. Corwin had 2 open heart surgeries, and he's doing well. You heard from another young girl, Bless. That is a very profound and significant name. She is also someone who was the recipient of open heart surgery and several surgeries, as she explained to us. The World Pediatric Project has already donated over $50 million worth of medical services to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This speaks to an almost mind-blowing act of generosity. 114 different medical teams have come here, and I recently presented a token of appreciation on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister to Dr. William Moskowitz, who has been coming here every year for the past 14 years. This project started out in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but was opened up to other countries in the Eastern Caribbean from 2008, with St. Vincent and the Grenadines serving as the hub. Children from neighboring countries come here free of charge to obtain services that they cannot get in their home country. There have been 364 such children. The total value of the donated services to the Eastern Caribbean is $112 million to date. We are blessed so that we could be a blessing. The World Pediatric Project has not just been doing surgeries. They have been involved deeply in capacity building. They have helped to upgrade our healthcare infrastructure along the way. Look at the beautiful work that they did with the pediatric ward right across from us here. It wasn't so long ago, in 2014, that we were gathered right here for a ceremony of a similar nature for the opening of that ward in a substantially renovated condition. I was in the audience then as an onlooker, and never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that at the next function of a similar kind, I will be your host as the Minister of Health. The World Pediatric Project is also heavily involved in the transfer of medical, nursing, and administrative knowledge and technology to local physicians and health personnel. The health of our population and the quality of our healthcare system are much better for it. There is so much scope for the expansion of this program. The WPP has a vision. The vision is called Transformation 2023. It is a vision to cover all the children in the Eastern Caribbean that need critical care. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines unequivocally supports this vision. That's where today's ceremony fits into the big picture. The donation of the equipment and the designation of an operating theatre would enable us to do more surgeries here for the benefit of Vincentians and other sons and daughters of the Caribbean. We have paved the way for the local need to be served on a sustainable ongoing basis and for us to do more for the region's children. This operating theatre project is a classic case of cooperation between the government and the World Pediatric Project. Our operating theatre block was renovated to the tune of just under $1 million under a separate project, the modernization of the health sector. And after it was renovated, we had the World Pediatric Project come along to equip that operating theatre with equipment valued at over $1 million US. So this is the kind of partnership that helps to take the interests of healthcare in this country forward. We are consecrating and dedicating the equipment to the better health and fortunes of children. We are pledging before God and all mankind that we will take care of them, use them in a responsible manner, and deploy them optimally in an effort to bring about the best possible health outcomes for everyone who comes here for treatment. We would work out arrangements with the World Pediatric Project for the sustainable management and use of the facility. We are focused on saving precious lives. We look forward to treating children from all over the Caribbean right here. I would like to end by saying that the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines values its partnership with the World Pediatric Project. Thank you for everything. May this partnership last forever. Thank you.